You don't care, cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't want to talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I put you on a lifetime sentence. You no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this stay. But you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence. So now you never feel my presence. What up, what up, what up, what up? Okay, let's get into this. Ladies, come on in. Ladies, come in. Welcome to Women's Wednesday. How to get a successful man. How men should judge women. Let me go ahead and type this. All this good stuff. Been waiting for this one since Sunday. Why? Why have you been waiting since Sunday? Why have you guys been waiting since Sunday? Why some women will never level up. I need to know from the guys in the chat room, because as I was getting ready to do this, I noticed there were a lot of guys like, oh my God, oh snap. Godfather's about to just, da. Why have you been waiting for this since Sunday, guys? Type in the chat room why you've been waiting. Why you've been waiting as a man. And also what I need to do is we're gonna do a roll call. I need to know who's looking. If you're a woman, I need you to go ahead and sound off. I need all the ladies to go ahead and sound off. All the unmarried women. All the unmarried women. Sound off right now. If you are unmarried, say, hi, Godfather. If you are unmarried, say, what's going on, Big Daddy? How you doing, Godfather? How we living? That's what I'm needing to hear. See, they want to bash women, that's all. Yep, I think a lot of you guys want to hear me bash women. And the thing is, the guys who are waiting for this to hear me bash women, I need you to know, you might not be the guy I'm talking about. But here's the thing. I don't see any women. I need all the women to put a 1 in the chat room. All the women to put a 1 in the chat room. Let me get close to the mic. Turn your volume up. Shit, sounds just fine to me. I need all the women to put. Yeah, I'm just fine. You need to turn your volume up. So this is what we do. First of all, here's how we're going to start this off. Moderators, let the women rock out. As long as they're not saying anything pejorative or anything like that about me, fine. If people come in here talking about other subjects, kindly remind them to pay attention. But I will do all the blocking. I will do all the blocking and deleting. Ebony says, I'm married, but I love your content. Keep me on my game. So we got Nikiva, we got Lacey, we got Chantel, we got the credit solutionist. What is that? That's not a word. We got Susan, we got Zoe, we got Coco. Understand, I need all the women to come on out. Come on out, come out wherever you are. Listening in back group while I'm doing my homework. What I need everybody to understand is, 1, if you have a question, Put it in super chat. There is the link to the super chat. When you have a question, it will be read out by my lovely assistant like this.
This is a test donation for.
There you go. You say you don't ever think you saw me in a t-shirt. I wear them all the time. Yeah. All right. Number 2, if you are talking about anything other than a topic, on a comment or anything like that, you darn sure got to super chat that. If you are not a patron of the channel, understand something. In 2020, I won't be live streaming anymore. Not on YouTube. 2020, you guys are going to have to pay for content for everybody. YouTube has changed its terms of service. On December 10th, they go into effect for most of the platform. On January 1st, 2020, thousands of YouTube channels will be deleted. And your content creator that you follow, most are going to go to a different platform if they're in the target and danger zone. But let me just tell you, live streaming, number 1, is time consuming. And it's time consuming for content creators. So, and this all feeds into the message. Also, when you're a coach or a teacher like myself, you don't want to give away free knowledge. You got to pay for this stuff. So, in preparation for that, I don't know if you guys have looked at my channel, but every live stream I've done on my channel is gone. All of them. Every live stream since day 1 is gone. The only ones that are still up are the ones to where I had a content creator that I invited over, who is maybe a smaller content creator, and I asked them over for an interview, or a well-known content creator where I paid for the interview for the content. Okay? So know that going forward, next year, live streaming goes bye-bye. I will live stream, but it will be on Patreon. There you go. Join Patreon. And I'm going to tell you right now, live streaming will be at the $10 level, not the $5 level, $10 level. And I'll tell you why. I'm a professional. This is my business. I'm taking time out for my business to do this. And no disrespect to anybody else on YouTube, but my content is worth it. My knowledge is worth it. And if you want it, you're going to be able to go find it and see it on Patreon. I will do teaser reels, trailers, but it's going to be on Patreon. Also, starting in 2020, MIT is still going on, but I'm also going to start doing something for my international people. MIT International, I'm working on the logistics for that right now, and classroom stuff. So, yeah. Weekly, monthly classes. So I'll be doing one-on-one coaching, but you guys are going to have a way to sit in a classroom and hear me talk about a topic and have homework. You're going to have the academies, the CIA Academy, the FBI Academy, where they're going to be classes. So we're going to have a combination of online, in-person. Books should be out by hopefully end of January. A lot of stuff happening over here. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to look at some office space over here in the Buckhead area. A lot of changes, a lot of moving. A lot of you guys were on Instagram when I actually start talking about doing MIT. In short order, I did it. Had the second one, third one's coming up, LA 2020. You guys heard me talk about moving to Atlanta. It was going to Atlanta, Charlotte, DMV area, New York City. Dream shot was London. In short order, I did it. And that's what I need you ladies, that's what I need people to understand. When you're dealing with a man or dealing with successful men or men who plan to be successful, they don't talk. They don't talk as much as they do. They show their work. They talk, they'll plan, they may, different brain tests. Shout out to TNT Jones. Appreciate the super chat, fam. Give you the See, men who are about that business, they'll get in their groups, they strategize. But at the end of the day, the talking stops and the work starts. And you will be able to see what they're doing. It's more than just talk. That's why I did the broadcast the other day when I said, lead with your wallet. And if you watch the broadcast like you should have, you understand what I mean. But now let's take a station break real quick, because you guys are always asking about my frame game. And I wanted to show you guys my latest frames, because you guys have always seen these frames on my face. These frames are cool, but sometimes they may be a little bit too big, a little too bulky for the job. Pocket square is a little high, a little big, too bulky for the job. So I decided to go ahead and slide on those. Getting a different kind of lens put in there. Now see, it's a subtle difference, but it makes all the difference in the world. Look at the shape of the frame. Big, prominent, square, sleeker, more rounded, for a little bit more conservative look. I'll be talking about some more of this stuff later. Also, content changes on the channel. I'm going to be doing episodic content, meaning instead of just doing this video and that video and there's no real, it's all kind of random. I have an entire marketing schedule and I have an entire programming schedule. So when I do videos, it's going to be in episodes. So like, let's say frames, how to improve your look in simple steps. I may do episode talking about the 3 F's, frames, fragrance, and footwear. And it'll be episode 1, 2, 3, its own little playlist. And then, so episode 1, 2, 3, that's video. And then there'll be a live stream, maybe about 30 minutes talking about it. I am bringing corporate professionalism planning to the channel. That is why I've been working in Atlanta with finding great audio, great videographers, photographers. You guys are going to see lots of change. In 2020, I will start my project upgrade series. It's either going to be 6 or 8 weeks, to where I take someone from out there, bring them in, style them up, and you will be able to see that person and imagine, be like, oh, you don't just have to be this way or that way. Basically, a one-stop shop for all things men's lifestyle. Men's lifestyle is what this channel is about, but I also help women. How can I help women? Glad you asked. Because my clients are the guys that a lot of you women say you want. My clients are the guys a lot of you women say you want. When you're out there talking about, I need to find a good man, a successful man, you're talking about my boys, my guys, the Henrys, Blake Henry, Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith.
Appreciate your time and everything you do.
Shout out to Bryant, Brad. We got Brad. We got Lee. We got Ahmed. We got Keith. We got Enrique. We got the hint. Those are my boys. White guys, Brad. Asian guys, Lee. Middle Eastern guys, Ahmed. Keith, that's the brother. And Enrique, that's my Hispanic guy. These are the Henrys, the high earners, not rich yet. These are the guys that, whether they're in college right now, or whether they're already out in the work world, whether it's on paper, whether they're making it right now, or whether they're in process. These are the guys that when women say, I'm looking for a good man, a high value man, I'm looking to level up, secure the bag, all these buzzwords, whatever you use, these are the women, these are the men these women are talking about. Again, no woman ever said, I want a 40-year-old man making $40,000 ever. Ladies, understand something. My guys are the guys you want. Those are my clients. Those are my patrons. I mean, those are my clients for sure. Can't say all my patrons, but they're definitely my clients. Another station break. Make sure to have your spot smelling good. Nest, N-E-T-S, N-E-S-T, I'm sorry, N-E-S-T. They have candles, and they got this nice holiday package. They got a birchwood pine and a holiday candle. Enough fragrance for your entire spot. for like 60 bucks. Good stuff. All right. So understand something. My guys are the ones ladies say they want. And I made a broadcast last week. I'm hearing all this level up talk. Advice, please. I highly appreciate it. If you want my advice, lady, you're going to pay for it. Put it in super chat. And who's this lady? Fanta. This lady, Fanta, I'm going to use you as an example. As I'm talking, this woman came in. Let me see. When did you come in? You came in and it's a message retracted. The next thing you said was, I live in the UK, just finished my master's. You didn't greet me. You didn't say hello. How you doing? Thank you. You came in immediately talking about you. I live in the UK, just finished my master's. So I hadn't made time for anything serious, but I'd like to level up and meet a good guy. But where? That's what you did. Then the next one said, hey, thanks for the welcome. Somebody welcomed you, but you didn't welcome anybody. Then you said, no, 24, no children. Then you kept on going. Advice, please. I highly appreciate it. The UK is so different than the US. I'm not sure how to meet a great guy. And then you say, what super chat? See, let me tell you. Super chat's the $ right there at the bottom. And I've already announced how to ask questions. I've already announced that. And I'm going to, just like I do with the guys, I'm going to use you women as an example. Men, Blake looks at how you move. Blake looks at how you move to judge and evaluate. So here's the thing. As a refresher, Henry knows his worth. And here's the thing. Ladies, it's time to get real. I asked last week, do the men you want you? And the reality is no. The men you want don't want a lot of you. They don't want a lot of you. And I will tell you why. Because for some reason, a lot of women today don't seem to understand how Blake judges the women he's going to wife or marry. I've listened to countless women on YouTube and on Instagram talking about we are the prize and level up and this and that and don't date down and all this other kind of stuff. And I've heard women butcher the quote talking about he who findeth the wife find a good thing. So that means you're this. And I'm like, I listen to so many women who just don't know a thing about men. And they even won't resort to butchering the Bible. And I had to correct this woman. I say, he who findeth the wife, which means you already have to be a wife to be found. See, a lot of you women are getting bad advice. You're getting advice from women out here who have no clue what men really want. They may know about the man that they have, but I'll be honest, Blake Henry wouldn't have his woman on the internet like this talking. He wouldn't have her out here. She'd be making him look bad. So I really question the caliber of a lot of these men they say they have, but more on that later. Understand something. When it comes down to Blake, when it comes down to high value men like that, here's what it is. Let me just say this. Are you the one? Let me read the description. Are you the woman who thinks that all it takes to get a successful or a rich man is to be pretty? Do you think having a tight fit body is enough? You think sitting pretty at the table politely will get it done? Well, if you do, I need you to look at that wedding ring, finger, and see that vacancy sign on there and realize it ain't enough. Time to get real. Blake Henry might smile at you. He might talk to you. Hell, he might even date you. But he will never take you seriously. And I'm going to tell you why he shouldn't. I'm going to tell you how my guys, my boys, the guys who want to be see, the guys who want to be out there, the masters of the universe, the top 20% of men judge women and evaluate women. And I'm about to tell you how they do it and why so many of you women will never, ever level up. You won't ever get married. You will be single, alone. You'll be single forever. You'll never marry. Hashtag single, hashtag, how about hashtag this? Hashtag single life. Hashtag forever single. This is about to hurt because there are a lot of women in here who don't think they fit this category. But I tell you, you do. You fit the category more than you know. If you want to book your one-on-one personal advice, get some advice from the Godfather, that's what you do. Hit that line up there, 15, 30 minutes or an hour. There are many dating coach, relationship advisors, whatever, have told you, woman, that if you want to actually get yourself together, get a shot at hollering at a high quality man, you need to get your image together. You need to have a sexy image. You need to look good to my guys. And I'm telling you, you don't. Your clothes don't match what you're trying to put off. You're sending the wrong message. The colors don't work. It's all bad. You think it looks good because women compliment you. This is how we keep score. Women in training, this is how we keep score. We keep score by this. That's how we keep score, ladies. Weddings. Men lead with their wallet. We keep score by accomplishments. Women, that ring. Are we ready, ladies? When it comes down to Blake Henry, when it comes down to Blake, these guys they're smart. They're out here competing in the world. They're out here doing what they have to do. And they've heard it all. See, this whole myth about, you go out and find a man who's out there successful, and then you're just going to be sitting at the bar or the cafe, and then all of a sudden, just with your beauty, he's going to suspend everything he's doing and drop to his knee and marry you. This whole pretty woman, Richard Gere stuff is ridiculous. When it comes to the kind of men you say you want, ladies, here's what it comes down to. Here's how they evaluate you. They tell you to shut up and show me your records. Shut up and show me your records. Meaning that no amount of etiquette or finishing or any of that stuff is going to suffice for 90% of y'all. Belly blank, women are cheap and they don't want to pay Kevin for his wisdom. Oh, thank you, Belly, for leading in. Because at the end of the day, you ain't enough. Oh, that hurts. You ain't enough. Why? Because just like there's you, at every college and university, there's another model that looks just like you. Every college and university is producing dozens of you, not hundreds, dozens of beautiful women are graduating from college every semester. And there are thousands of colleges. If you just go to Oklahoma, we got Oklahoma State and University of Oklahoma, top two colleges. If you just say 100 graduate from OU and 100 graduate from OSU, that's 200 every semester, 200 spring, 200 fall. That's 400 new, beautiful, attractive women thrust into the market in 1 year. Over the course of 5 years, that's 2,000 women from just two colleges. And it starts stacking up like lemmings. I pledged this sorority and I got this and I got that. And I went and did carbon copies. Or I'm unique, I'm special. Ring, that ring. You ain't enough. Being pretty, being fit, all that stuff ain't enough. Now listen, there are 265 people in here. How many women have even hit the super chat and put $1 in it? How many? 0. Just like the girl that came in, just like the woman that came in from the UK. Always wanting to know, where do you go find a good guy? Good guys don't want women like you to just come in taking. Think it's all about you. And I'm telling you why it ain't enough. Because so many women think that all it takes to get a high value man is to be attractive. That just gets his attention. It does not get his commitment. So let me go ahead and get into it. Okay, Soul and Black, what's going on? You ain't enough. Because my boys, they run the numbers. And they start asking a question. They don't look at how she looks. They try to see what she's about. And how do you evaluate what she's about? Well, one of the things, you want to see what she's passionate about. Shut up. I don't want to hear you tell me a thing. My boys don't want to hear you say a thing. They want to see the receipts. You say you're passionate about something, show me the work. Because y'all talk a good story. Oh, I'm passionate about, helping children. I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about this. Show me the work. Show me what you've done. Uh-oh. And you're going to find a common theme in here. You're going to find a common theme that most women are cheap when it comes to getting the man they want. They want it for free. They want it on their beauty and on their body. And my boys, the masters of the universe, the top 20, they don't care nothing about none of that. That your sexual marketplace value, your looks simply get his attention. It does not get his commitment. He'll date you. He'll talk to you. He'll be nice to you, smile at you, he'll date you. He'll never take you seriously. Because you got to look at what a woman says she's passionate about. And here's the thing. If she's
appreciate and value true wisdom and knowledge. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it. If a woman is not passionate about anything, Blake Henry avoids it. You don't want a simple, vacuous, whatever you like. You don't need that. You can go you need to have a woman that's passionate about something. So one, if you have no passion as a woman about anything, you're not even going to be considered. Or if a woman says she's passionate about something, but has no receipts or works to show, then she's just talking. She's just telling you what she thinks you want to hear. She goes over here too. You look at what a woman's passionate about and has receipts to show. Oh, you're passionate about, the homeless? Oh, you volunteered for Habitat for Humanity? You did some charity work? Look at her works in the charities, her works in school, politics, the neighborhood. She needs to be civically involved. If she just sits at the beauty salon and does this and says she cares about feeding the children and all this other kind of stuff, but she can't be bothered to get her nails done, she don't want to do any work. Even at the executive level, if she has no research, if she's passionate about nothing, he doesn't take her seriously. Now, just because you can go find one or two women who you can say, well, the exception doesn't prove the rule. We're talking about not entertainers, not actors, not athletes. We're talking about the business class, business, politics. We're talking about the people who make the world run, not entertainment. Shout out to Sean Rucker. So, ladies, what are you passionate about? See, I can't even get ladies to even raise their hand, because you know why you don't want to raise your hand? Because this affects you, because you thought you were enough. You thought you were better than the other women because you're over here and you raised up and said, I'm FBI. No, you want to be FBI because of what you think it's going to get you. You don't want to be FBI because it just makes you a better woman. And how do I know that? I'm going to tell you how I know it, how my guys know it. Look at the receipts, and your receipts are empty. Your checkbook says zero. You've done nothing. This is why when guys ask what you bring to the table, your answer is always just me, because you don't do anything. And high value men, Blake Henry, is not going to accept a woman that does nothing except think she needs to be pretty. Next, who does she listen to? Oh my gosh. Who does she listen to? I mean, what does she listen to? Somebody asked, they talked about what kind of music does she listen to? She's listening to trap music, City Girls, all that other kind of stuff. Run. Who made the point of she listened to Sade? Rochelle Ferrer. If she's listening to stuff from the 70s on back, go ahead. If she's from the 90s on up, it's a problem. If she starts out talking about Beyonce, TLC, Scrubs, again, we keep score by weddings, commitments, not engagement rings, not Facebook statuses. Are you a day walker? Are you in the meetings after work around his colleagues and his frat brothers? If you are not acknowledged in front of the world, if he does not, like Thursday, I got invited. Thursday, I'm going to a private event at Gucci. Private event at Gucci. I told you guys I was going to come to Atlanta and set this mug off.
Appreciate you helping our young men and women, but some ladies don't desire to know the whole truth. Ha ha. I
have been to, this will be the 5th private event I've been to, and I've only been here maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And at this private event, Mr. Samuels, we would like for you to attend our event. They contacted me. Me. Think about what I'm saying. Gucci here, bringing in all these people for a private event in Atlanta with all these millionaires and this and that, and there are only 150 people invited, and I'm one of them. Mr. Samuels, we would love for you to attend our event. And I don't know if you've ever been to a private event like this. It's catered well. They don't bring in Popeyes. And then they said, would you like to attend alone, or will you have a +1? See, if you're a +1 at an event like that, you're a day walker. If you're a +1, ask yourself a question, ladies. Have you been invited to anything like that? Do you even know these things exist? Okay, maybe not Gucci. All right. Are you a +1 consistently? Is your name on the list next to that man in the daytime while stuff is being done? Or are you just a Netflix and chill girl? You just a swoop through. You just a slide by. Has a lot to do with you ain't passionate about nothing and you have no receipts to show it. Who do you listen to? Are you listening to a lot of this level up, secure the bag, girl, get the prize, lie to men, such and so forth? You better believe if my boys out there are dealing with hostile takeovers, companies going public, profit and loss statements, board issues, they have supply chain things on. They're running companies, local companies, national companies, international companies. And if you think that these guys are going to be duped by a bunch of women sitting around listening to a bunch of other women talking about gold digging and securing the bag, you's a fool. These guys know all this stuff that's going on, and they have people around them who keep them involved, even if they're not sitting around watching YouTube. So good luck listening to you, girl. You can go out and just be cute and bat your eyes and lie to a man. You ain't lying to Blake Henry. Blake Henry has to deal with corporate espionage. You think he's gonna be fooled by a big butt and a smile? What did she listen to? Who did she listen to? These are questions that they ask. What did she listen to? Who did she listen to? But here's the real where the rubber meets the road. Okay. If you are easily triggered as a woman, you might want to just back away from the keyboard because this is going to hurt. If you think you are sugar baby material, if you think you are pretty enough or attractive enough to be Blake Henry's wife, if you're one of these women who rates yourself as a 7, because the 8s, 9s, and 10s are probably already taken, so you're the eternal 7. You're one of those women who think just showing up to the table is enough. This is why you fail. This point right here. These guys look at what a woman invests in as far as self-improvement. Uh-oh. See, y'all thought self-improvement only went one way. These guys look at what a woman invests in as far as self-improvement. And that does not mean makeup. It has nothing to do with beauty products. It has nothing to do with clothing, shoes, anything else like that. It does have a little bit to do with her body, meaning my boys asked the question, what is the name of your personal trainer? And if you say, I don't have one, you go into the no category.
Aspiring CIA, tough love, but absolutely necessary. Thanks so much for your time, energy, and intention working with the ladies who want to do better.
Understand something. CIA is for men, FBI is for women. Blake Henry is, if you're late, just pay attention. Who is Blake Henry? Somebody bring them up to speed. Blake Henry is the guy you say you want. The guys who are out here making 6 figures plus, out here doing the stuff you know you want your man to do. Blake is Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, Enrique, all of the nationalities, all the races, whatever you want to, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Middle Eastern, those are, and Henry, high earner, not rich yet. Understand something. He look at what you invest in, self-improvements, and here are the self-improvements. He don't care nothing about if you're wearing Chanel, Fendi, Gucci, Louboutin, Louis Vuitton. He don't care anything about your lace front or this or that and what fragrance you're wearing. All that don't matter. Name of your personal trainer. You don't have one, get out of his face. Because you don't have a personal trainer, that's saying to him that you don't care enough about your body to have an actual plan that you're actually working. Nuh-uh, I don't care if you go to the gym, care if you got a gym membership, show me who you're paying. Show me who you're paying to keep you right and tight. And that's where it really comes, the rubber meets the road. Most of you women are too cheap to ever land a good man because you don't want to spend no money. You just want to sit your pretty butt at the table and think beauty don't fade. You're not willing to invest and do the work. And men sit around and look, well, think, oh, if you're supposed to be so valuable, you're supposed to be so important, what are you investing in? You're not investing in yourself, then why should I take you seriously? What's the name of your coach, your personal trainer? What's the name of your therapist? If you're over 30, guys, my boys will ask you the name of your therapist. Oh, you don't have one? What was the name of your ex-therapist? Oh, you never had one? So let me get this right. You grew up in this country, in your situation, and you've never gone through therapy at 30 years old. You're not self-aware to know you need that? Cool, over there. You think you're just gonna stay this way genetically for the rest of your life. So you don't need a personal trainer, nutritionist, nobody to keep you on the plan that you're obligated to above yourself. But yet you want me to go out here and slay the dragon and do all this other work. And you just want to sit there and rely on genetics over there.
FBI, excuse the typo.
Over there, because it's the receipt. Because see, just like you're cute, There are plenty of cute, there are plenty of pretty women who actually do have a personal trainer. Oh, my personal trainer is AMS. My personal trainer was Stephon Clinton. My personal trainer, well, not a man, but it's a woman. My personal trainer was Barbara. It was Cheryl. Cheryl over at 24 Hour Fitness. So and so at LA Fitness. I go to Soul Cycle with so and so. Oh, okay. So you actually break bread every month and you pay somebody to help you get it together. That means you're really investing in yourself. That means you're taking this shit seriously. See, you look at where a woman spends her money, and that's what she values. And my guys, my boys, the master of the universe, the guys who want to run this world, know the value of a dollar and know they look at what a person spends their money on, and that's what they find important. And you too cheap to do it. That's why you buy your damn self, and no one takes you seriously. Not my boys. Oh, they'll talk, they'll smile at you, they'll talk to you, they'll hit it, they'll date you. But they ain't ever gonna take you seriously. You'll never be a plus one. You'll never go to the private event. You ain't damn sure ain't gonna be a wife. Get mad at me all you want to, but that's the truth. Far too many of you women are too cheap. You don't want to spend any money. You just want to wing it. What's the name of your personal trainer? Name of your therapist. Hold, it's about to get deeper. What? Has she gone to school to be a wife? What? School to be a wife? Yeah, school to be a wife, because you ain't learned it nowhere in this country. Being a wife is more than just saying I do. Have you gone to finishing school? Anything? Have you gone to school to be a wife? Because your mama didn't teach it to you.
Dragon, dagger.
See, this stuff used to get taught to girls. Used to get taught to women by their mothers and their grandmothers. Where have you gone to learn how to be a wife? Oh, you watched a few videos on YouTube? Okay. That's as seriously as you've taken wanting me and my boy, well, not me, that's as seriously as you've taken wanting these guys to actually wife you up and put half plus. That's what you want from them. You want aspiring partners of law firms. You want people who want to go start their own multi-million-dollar logistics company to go do all that serious stuff, and you want them to wife you up, and you've not even gone through the trouble of enrolling in some place to learn how to be a wife. You want him to take all that risk just because you're pretty? See, there are women over here who've gone to finishing school and these wife academies, and they've done something. They've gotten their wallet, they've written a check, and they've sat down and learned new information. They just didn't do squats and go get, the mommy makeover kind of shit. Come on. You want a wedding, you don't want to be a wife. You haven't gone to wife school. That's what the receipts are for. So guys, if you want to be Blake Henry, understand, pay attention. Look at her beauty. Talk to her, holler at her, smile at her. Don't insult her. Find her receipts. What's she passionate about? Let her show you receipts. Has she volunteered? She worked with the homeless? Habitat for Humanity? Where is it? Let me see the receipts. Who does she listen to? What does she listen to? What does she do as far as investment in herself? Name her personal trainer, therapist. Here's the other one. You say you want to be a wife? Have you gone to school to be a wife? All right, you don't want to be a wife. You want to be a plus one, a partner. You want a partnership. Great, great, great. We need to check your schooling and your coaching. Who's your coach? Who's your life coach? Who are you working with? Okay, here's where the rubber meets the road. Plenty of women come onto YouTube and these platforms every day, littering the chat rooms, talking about what they want, where to find a good man. Good men don't want you because you're not investing in yourself. I tell men, see, you cheer and raise your hands when I tell guys to go get your head checked first. Then I need you to be out here working at least 60 hours. And I need you to be I need you to be making 3 times your age. You cheer and you hear when I say you always, oh yeah, go out and make resources, do it. When I tell the guys to show your work, you want to hear all that, But when I look over and say, you got to do some work too. Oh, I just want to sit here and be pretty. Good. You'll sit there and be pretty by yourself until your looks fail. Because there's a model every year coming out who's learning, you know what, it takes more than being pretty. I got to actually have a life, and I got to be doing something. I got to be a woman of worth. I have to actually take some accountability and ownership of myself. I got to realize that everybody has issues, and I got to address my own before I find you. I got to already be living an attractive life. I got to be an asset to Blake, because when Blake puts me on his arm, other guys need to be like, damn, you found a unicorn. You ain't a unicorn, you's a donkey. And donkeys ain't good for nothing except hooking up. Don't say shit to me. Tell me who your coach is. Ladies, tell me in the chat room, how many thousands of dollars have you spent on coaching, self-improvement that ain't got nothing to do with buying clothes? Write it out. You don't have to agree with what I say, man, but respect my chat room. You don't have to like my message. Now, I would say this. This is my platform, my panel. You don't like it? Exit stage left. Back to what I was saying. For the kind of guys you say you want, this is how they look at it. If you don't want the kind of men you say you want, go over there. Because another thing you can't do is sit around and tell these guys, oh, that's not right.
The looking and sounding like women is leveling up.
That's what's going to happen over here. See, I find it interesting that we're okay with telling guys that there's something that needs to be done. And I'm all about that. But women, if you don't think that there's something you got to do too, all you got to do is look at your left finger. Especially for the kind of guys you say you want. Where do you think I get this information from? Where do you think I get this information from? Didn't pull this shit out of my ass. I'm not just making it up. On to the next. If you have only thing you have to offer is your looks and your body, that's great for attraction. But why should he take you seriously as an asset? What are you going to do to actually become the help me you say you want to be? What have you done in your life to show that you're doing any of that? And if you think that a guy is going to sit back and say, oh, you'll do it after the commitment is there. You'll do it after the commitment is there. The wedding is there. The ring is there. Cool. That's not smart. And it doesn't work. You can want it to be that way, but it does not work that way. So ultimately what it comes right down to is you can say you want to level up. You can say you want to find a rich man. You can say you want all these things, but you got to ask yourself, what are the guys you say you want? Look at. What are the guys you say you want? Look at. How do they evaluate? What are they judging on? He said, you got to remember, I don't pull any punches. No, Michael. I've said the other day, I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear. Because there are content creators on the platform who will say they're taking barbershop talk and translating it into women. There are female content creators that do that. This ain't barbershop talk. This is boardroom talk. This kind of stuff doesn't happen in the barbershop. This kind of talk happens in the boardroom, in the country club, in the private gyms. That's why I said, Blake Henry, this ain't for everybody. So if that's offensive to you, that's fine. If you want to be an average dude I have no problem with average, but my live streams aren't for average. It's for above average. And above, and women who want above average guys, masters of the universe, guys who are out here trying to do this stuff, do not just accept pretty. Pretty is a ticket. Cool. So, ladies, you need to ask yourself some questions. Actually, no, you don't. You don't need to do anything. You don't have to take anything that I have to say. You can choose to say, he don't know what he's talking about. That's some bull. I know this. I got this anecdotal. Okay. Judge by your own experiences. Fine. But at the end of the day, if guys out there are going to slay the dragon, to compete and do all this other kind of stuff, are you competitive amongst other women? Are you the one he's going to pick? We know the current dating market is open and deregulated. There's no more fathers picking for their daughters. Everybody gets to pick. Everyone gets to pick. And if you have the money, the credit rating, and all other kind of stuff to buy whatever you want or pick whatever you want, why are you going to pick anything other than what you want? You can't get mad at the consumer for saying, I want these things standard, just because you don't offer them on your lot. You can't get mad at the consumer for saying, you know what? I want power seats, power windows, this, that, this traction, the sport package. Oh, I don't have all that. I just got the standard BMW. Okay, well, I'm looking for the M series with this. I'm looking for what I don't have that. All we have is the standard one. Okay. And how much you asking for it? $60,000. But the one with the sport package is only $62,000. Yeah, but this is what I got. Can't get mad at the consumer. We're saying, well, you should not ask for that. You should accept what I have on the lot. No. Would you tell that to a consumer? Would you tell that to a person who's gone out here and worked, gotten the resources together, gotten their credit rating together, has gone out here to do what they need to do to be able to walk onto the lot, to be able to have options, and tell them, just accept what we have? Yeah, board of directors type discussion. Exactly. My content, my live streams are not for everybody. My videos are, but this kind of stuff, and I would tell you this, K-Soul and Black, what's going on, fam? Most guys that I'm talking about won't say any of this stuff to you because they pay a penalty in the real world. But they darn sure say it behind the scenes. They know they pay a penalty in the real world saying any of this stuff because in the world we live in, it's not politically correct for you to have any kind of requirements or standards or anything. You're just supposed to say everything is equal. No, nothing's wrong. And that's what most guys do. They toe the line. But they're not making a decision for it. They're not keeping it. They're not wifing it. They're not doing that. So you got to ask yourself a question, ladies. For all the ladies who say they want to level up, they want to be with a successful guy, and they want to be a stay-at-home wife. You want to be this pampered princess that so many people out here selling to women. Great. How you gonna get that? How are you going to get the kind of guy you say you want? And what are you doing to show that you're worth it? And what are you doing? That's really what it comes down to. See, I will say this, and I'm going to start taking some questions. I find it interesting that when you start asking people who say they want things to show what they've done, then it becomes a problem. But we only do that online. We would not allow that to happen in our world. See, if everything's supposed to have a value and you're supposed to be up here, you have a standard. But meeting someone else's standard is a problem. And here's the thing, you don't have to meet anybody else's standard. They just don't have to accept you. This is all voluntary. Everything that I'm saying is voluntary. No woman has to do anything I'm talking about. Nothing. You can believe whatever you like to believe. You can listen to whoever you like to believe. But you got to ask yourself a question. Are the women you're listening to, do they have a group of women?
There, Fire. Definitely needed to hear this.
You got to ask yourself a question. Are the women you're listening to, or the women or men you're listening to, do they have access to the group of men you talking about you want? Can they hook you up? Can they put you in the same place? Do they even talk to these people? Let me say that again. Do the women and men you're listening to, do they can they put you in the same room with the kind of the caliber of man you say you want? Do they even have access to them? Or are they just telling you something to soothe your emotions, telling you something to make you feel good? See, you go to a gym with a personal trainer and you 5'3", 240 pounds, your personal trainer is not going to tell you, well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you can be healthy at any weight, such and so forth. If you have a professional personal trainer that you're paying, he's going to tell you, we're going to have to get this weight off you quickly. It poses health risks, increase your risk for cancer, diabetes, stroke, arthritis, all these other kind of things. They're going to tell you straight because they're a professional. They are getting paid to tell you what you need to do. That's why whatever advice you want to get for free, take it with a grain of salt. I said I was going to do this broadcast because I think a lot of you women need to hear it, because I see what you're talking. I want this man. I want that man. I want that. Great. What are you doing? And if it's offensive to you to feel like you have to do anything, cool. How's that working for you? If it's offensive to you to think, I got to actually invest in myself, I just can't be I just can't sit here and be pretty. Not for the kind of man you talking you want. No. Oh, I'll take that back. You can. Is it going to work? Apparently not. It's not working right now. So here we go. Let's take some questions from the ladies. Ladies, this is Women's Wednesday. Ladies, is any of this new information to you? Is any of this new information to you? If any of this new information to you, or how would you respond if the kind of man you say you want asked you about what you're passionate about and what you got to show for it? If he asked you who you listen to and what you listen to, if he asked you the name of your personal trainer or your life coach, if he asked you, have you gone to school or learned anything about, have you paid any money to learn how to be a wife? If he asked you about your therapist. Oh, I forgot one more point. Also, if he asked you what your ex would say. Last point, if he asked you, what would your ex say? What would your ex say? I'm not gonna say me, when you start asking about what would your ex say, that's a very powerful, watch her response. Hey, Tammy, let me ask you, if I actually met your ex, what would he say being in a relationship with you is like? What would he say? And then Tammy says, well, he would say blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, what about the ex before that? Oh, he would say blah, blah, blah. Watch for patterns. See, you better understand something. Relationships, marriages at this level, love is important, but it is about more than love. Attraction is important, but it is about more than attraction. Guys at this level are running stuff. Anything they bring into their life could affect their business, could affect the lives of dozens, hundreds, thousands of people. You better believe that the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, his wife is being looked, who he chooses to mate with is being evaluated by board members and everything else. And if this is new information, you're in the wrong part. This stuff happens. That's why you see people above a certain level only dealing with people above a certain level, because you've already been vetted. So we're talking to people who said you want to break into that. The top 20% is the service class. The service class serves the top 1%. Service class: doctors, lawyers, accountants, attorneys, image consultants, stylists, all that stuff. You serve those people, because the bottom 80% aren't your customers. If you're an attorney, you don't serve people who make $30,000 a year. That's the working class. The bottom 80% is the working class. The top 20% is the service class. And the top 5 to 1%, they're the wealthy. I didn't make this shit up. I didn't structure society. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you what it is. My clients are in the service class and in the upper class. They're not in the working class. That's not an insult. See, we got to start calling things what they are. And you get a choice, ladies, to say, what do you want? Do you want a guy who's in the working class? Do you want a guy who's in the service class? Or do you want a guy who's in the upper class, the wealthy class? Whatever you say you want, there's going to be, the higher up you go anywhere, the competition is going to stiffen. You don't get in here without work. 15 minutes a question. Oh, wow, he's talking about class now. Why is that an insult? Shay, why is that he's talking about class? Are we adults? I'm assuming that I'm talking to adults. I'm assuming I'm talking to adults who understand at least how society works. And the problem is, we've told people that you can have anything you want. Good, you can. Go knock yourself out and get it. Can you have everything? Knock yourself out. I'm not trying to tell you what you can or can't, but I am telling you this. Men with a lot have a lot to lose, and they're going to evaluate based upon loss, possibility of loss, before possibility of gain. Men, by our nature, are cost-benefit calculators. And the more you have to risk, the more you calculate. Well, Shady says the common person. I make no mistake. My live streams are not for average people. I'm an image consultant by God. The average person doesn't even know what I do or have no need for what I do. Okay. Princess English says, I feel I have a lot to offer because I'm willing to be that strength, uplifted cheerleader, and much more. I'm not in his pocketbook, but I help him fulfill his purpose. All right, you want to get on? I got some time. You feel like you have a lot to offer, but what about any of the stuff I just said? See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You can feel like you have a lot to offer, and I'm not going to dispute any of it. But what about what I just said? What about any of the stuff that I just said? And see, that is what happens far too often. Far too often, women will say they want a man up here, but then you'll try to get him to accept things that he does not want. You cannot make him accept what he doesn't want. It is what it is. Either you have the money to shop at the store or you don't. You don't ask them to go cut the price in half. They don't do that. I don't know any time when, well, I won't say that. There you go. Either it is, either you have it or you don't. Either you have it, you don't have it, but if you want what you say you want, you're going to have to go get it. But see, therein lies the rub. So the women who don't want to go get it need to be honest with yourself. I don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the work. I don't want to do the work for whatever reason. I don't feel like I should have to. It's wrong. I think I can do without it. Whatever. Okay. Okay. But at the end of the day, when we get to the finish line and we tally up, you can't blame men. You can't say there are no good men out there. That you got to put it on you. I'm seeking a therapist to do the work for healthy living. Well, I got to be honest, I don't know what you're seeking a therapist. The therapists everywhere. It's a disconnect between men and women because men's contributions are tangible and quantifiable. You can count how much money he has. You can't count how much support. That's not necessarily true. I just gave very simple ways that men quantify all day long. You don't think marriages in upper class, high society, they quantify all day long what women bring to the table. Quantified all day long. It's not quantified the same way, but for those who don't remember, what is she passionate about? What is she doing? What is she passionate about? Show the receipts. Who does she listen to? That's verifiable. What does she listen to? That's verifiable. What does she invest in outside of clothing? What does she invest in? Does she have a personal trainer, a nutritionist, a life coach, a therapist? What is her name of her therapist? Has she gone to any kind of finishing school, wife academy, anything that's going to teach her more than she learned at home? That's where the whole thing of finishing school and all that stuff comes from, because this stuff is typically not taught at home. Check her schooling and her coaching. And lastly, what would her ex say? I don't know what you're saying that it's not quantifiable. Those things are very quantifiable. All right. Well, as I figured, no one wanted to step in and ask the question. Um, and for YouTube, I actually kind of toned this down and backed it down. But ladies, for the women who this fits, you are going to have to get real about yourself if you want to change your outcome possibilities. For the women who this fits, you're going to have to get real about yourself if you want to change your outcome possibilities. In business, the market decides. The consumers decide, not the business, the consumers. You open a business and offer a product or service, the consumers decide. That's the marketplace. You are a product or a service in the dating economy. The marketplace is men. You've said you want a certain segment of men. You don't want 100% of men. You only want the top 20% of men. The top 20% of men know they're in the top 20%. They know their worth. And they expect more because they can get it. So going to the top 20% of men and asking them to negotiate their down is not going to work. You had a question to ask, put it in the super chat, but I will answer this one. Janine said I met a professional man. He complained about women lacking the basics of weight control in Metro Detroit. He also said he disliked weaves, false eyelashes. This is true of most Henrys. Well, understand something. Just because I don't know what you mean by professional men, and is it true of most Henrys? You conflated two things. Henry and professional aren't synonymous. You can be a professional and not be a high earner. And he complained about women lacking the basics of weight control in Detroit. He also stated dislike weave and false. Why? What did he say about you? What did he say about you, Janine? A generalization about the state of women in Detroit is irrelevant. What did he say about you? You said you met him. What did he say about you? What did he say about you? Because if you met him, because what you're asking is you say he's a professional man in Detroit, and then he had a general complaint about women in Detroit. And then you ask if that's true about most high earners not rich yet. If you met him, what did he say about you? You see, that's why we're getting to that's the problem. Even phrasing of that question. He didn't complain about my weight. Okay, I'm going to give you another shot. What did he say about, did he like you? Did he say that you, did he date? Did he want, were you what he said he wanted? Are you guys together? See, what you're getting from this question is either you don't know how to phrase a question or you don't want to tell the truth, but you want some advice. How can I give you my advice or even my opinion if you can't tell me what the problem really is? All right. We like, okay, well, I can't answer this. Yeah. I'm gonna just go ahead and be honest. If you're talking about dealing with a professional or Henry, and this is the best you can communicate, you got bigger problems. You type 4 things and I still don't know what the hell you're talking about. Word not together. Okay, I'm done talking to you. Word. You mean we are? We are with the contraction, with the, look, there's a difference between were and we are and were. You folks need to learn how to spell. There, Their is different than There. But these things matter. You ask the question, and no, I'm listening to how you type it. I'm like, no. Erica, what's going on? Ha! I know you. My girl. I am being nice, Erica. I am. Look, everyone needs to get better at how we communicate online. How you speak, how you type, people assume that's the way you speak in the real world, and just use spell check. But we have to get better at this. We are, there are, there. Anyway, next subject. All right, English class matters. At the end of the day, look, ladies have asked about this, whether it's online or in email. I'm just giving you a snapshot of what the guys you say you want, the things they look for. Now, a guy in Detroit who's an attorney, who's fast tracked to be a partner, cannot say these truths out in the work world because he risks his career. The guys you say you want, they are public people. They cannot say the truth, and they don't say it in the barbershop either because the barbershop is too open. They'll talk about sports and everything else, but in the barbershop, you're talking to everybody. They don't know them people. And a guy in a barbershop who's the fast track to be a partner out in Detroit cannot afford to have Leroy hear him over say something like, "Oh man, I saw Keith in the barbershop, man. He was going in on women. He was doing this and that." You get all out. Next thing you know, Keith's got a PR problem. So who's Keith gonna talk to this stuff? Who's Keith gonna talk to? He's gonna talk to guys in the country club, in the private club, behind closed doors. He's gonna talk to other guys who have as much to lose as he does. I'm telling you what they say because I've been there. They're my clients. When I was out in the work world, these are the take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. They are public people. How can you be a public person in today's environment and say what I just said? How can you be let's say, a vice president of marketing at Coca-Cola and say, you ain't enough, being pretty ain't enough. I want women who are passionate about something and got records to show it. I want to know who she listens to, what she listens to. I want to see what she invests in outside of clothing and beauty products. What are her self-improvement? I want to know name her personal trainer, her nutritionist, her therapist. I want to know the name of her therapist and how long ago she's been there. I want to know if she's been to some sort of finishing school or some sort of wife academy or something like that. I want to know these things. I want to see if she actually has check her coaching in her school. And I also I love to know what her exes have to say. Can you imagine what that would do to that dude if he said that? He's on the fast track trying to go from management to upper management. He has just destroyed his career. Water cooler talk around that with, oh, did you hear what Roger said? Yeah. Oh my God, he's on some old Mad Men 1940s kind of stuff. Yeah. Somebody going to HR. I'm sorry, Kathy. I was in the cafeteria and I overheard Roger, guy in the management training program. Yeah, I heard him saying some really disturbing things about women. And honestly, it made me real uncomfortable. It almost felt like hostile to me. And if he's in management and in charge of other people, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable working under him or working around him. HR, get on the spot. Hey, Roger, we need to have you in for a conversation. We've had some complaints about your personal views on dating and women in the workplace. And just like to bring it to your attention that you're here to do your job and not talk about what you want. So could you not do that? Sure. Okay, Roger, thank you. Roger got a mark in his file. And from that point on, everybody looking at Roger like, By simply saying something in a line in the cafeteria at work, you've destroyed years and years and years of work. Do you honestly think the men that you're talking about you want are that freaking stupid today with everything they see online, on TV, they see it? This Me Too thing has really hurt a lot of you women who want these men. That's why you got the Mike Pence rule. That's why you have men who are in management and above not taking on female mentors, not working with women, not taking business trips with women. Again, this ain't for average, everyday dudes. You have women talking about they are having problems getting mentored or being promoted because so many men are not doing these things. Google it yourself. Go look at Sheryl Sandberg and look at what they're talking about, what's happening in today's corporate environment because men have erected a wall of silence. Think these guys are going to risk all their college career and all that academic study and all that work and hours, sweat, blood, sweat, and tears and eating shit for 10 years to have some person that they don't know who it wasn't even talking to say something about them? Wife school. Go figure it out. Is there a wife school? If you don't know that, that's a problem. See, she said, is there a wife school? Where'd you learn how to be a wife, Beauty Bling? Who taught you how to be a wife? Especially who taught you how to be a wife of a Henry? Where'd you learn that? Where'd you learn that? Was your mother married to your father and your father was a Henry? Were you born in wedlock? Most of us weren't. Were you born in wedlock and they planned for you? And you, I would assume that if you, no.
Game them up. Men have gone underground and into private spaces, including FB groups, to speak openly.
You doggone right about it. Men have gone in, and see, the thing is, there used to be a time where guys could go into these. Now you actually have women going into these groups to hear what guys are saying. And I'm just telling you because you've asked. I've said it as nice way as possible, but there's still going to be people who, there will still be people who take exception to it, and that's fine. It doesn't change the reality of this is what the kind of guys you say you want. Now, your real option is, what are you going to do about it? It's charm school, yes. Charm school, wife school. Like your local, local mega churches have marriage prep courses. I mean, guys are actually, yeah, marriage prep. See, if you thinking that being married, especially at this level, is just a fly-by-night decision, is kind of childish. Why would guys that have a lot to risk, especially guys who have a lot to risk, not actively put some things in place that are going to help them make the best decision possible? And that's where it really comes down to. I'll say this and I'm going to end it. That's what really hurts a lot of women who say they want guys at a certain level. You're not willing to spend the money. You're not willing to invest. You're not willing to spend the money. See, more men are willing to do self-improvement than women, especially at this level, because men know we're evaluated on our wallet, which is our accomplishments, our outcomes. Women, you're told you're a beauty, a man is a success object, woman is a beauty object. Okay, but it requires more than that at this level. And honestly, it's offensive to a lot of women to think, I got to go do something. And I'm thinking, and my thing is it's kind of arrogant to think that a guy can go out here and become a multimillionaire and all you have to do is be beautiful. So he has to go to school, go get educated, go get the certifications, get all the knowledge. Then he has to go do the work, compete, fight, struggle, win. That's a lot. But then he can be up here, and then you can automatically be up here with him or close to him just because you were born pretty. You hit the genetic lottery. That's pretty damn arrogant. But in a completely sexually deregulated market, that's where we are.
Why is it a successful / professional women can openly state their dating preference or requirements, but it's frowned upon for those types of men?
Oh, it's not over here. It's not over here. It's expected over here. It's frowned on when you talk about 100% of people. But when you talk about over here, it's not frowned on. It's expected. And honestly, I don't think the majority of women frown on men having expectations. They may frown upon this specific expectation, but I don't think the women come over here knowing who I'm talking to in my target market frown on it. They don't. They expect it. Because the women who come over here, honestly, are expecting most guys to be college educated. And if not college educated, they expect them to be high earning blue collar men. You can't expect a man who's college educated and college educated white collar who wants to be in a business owner, management or something like that, or a high earning blue collar man. You can't expect, those guys separated themselves from average, far above average over here. I don't believe that women actually frown on it. They frown on the specific expectation, and it gets frowned on. And I'll tell you why it gets frowned on, because they want the kind of guy, they just don't want to have to go do the work because it's hard. The stuff I'm talking about is hard. They got to go get in the gym and pay a personal trainer hundreds of dollars a month. That requires having some money to do it. then they got to, or they got to go get a coach or somebody, and that requires hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and they got to do it. They don't want to spend the money. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to go buy a new purse. I want to buy this pair of shoes. I want this. Okay, so you'd rather get short term versus long term. See, it would be smarter if women were more like men in the way they thought. You would take that money, invest it in yourself, then go secure the bag, and then have access to have 10 times as much as you could earn on yourself. But that would also require that women at this level had faith in men and had believed that they could actually land a man of this caliber and status. That's a video for another day. The reasons why they won't do the self-improvement mirrors a lot of reasons why guys don't do it. Too many people today want guarantees. This is where men and women are alike today. You want guarantees. There's a lot of guys who don't want to go do any self-improvement either because they're not guaranteed of an outcome. And I don't really deal with people who want guarantees. I deal with people who, the people who actually win are the people who are like this. They don't say, you got to spend how much? They're the kind of people who say, that's all you got to spend? And that's all I need? Those are the people that tend to win. See, the people who tend to win are the women who will come to this broadcast and be like, this is all I got to do? Shoot, I'm going to get my 401k. I'm going to take about $7,000, $10,000 out of this. Best finish in school, best wife. Okay, in my area. All right. Need to ask you a question, Kevin. Here's a donation. How can I? All right. Those are the women that tend to win. And that's why you see a lot of these women who are sugar babies, who are real, not sugar wannabes, not sugar baby wannabes. I'm talking about the real sugar babies, the women who would actually use them, not the $1 million matchmaking service. When you see real sugar babies, the women who are dealing with the masters of the universe, these are some of the most professionally tight women because they know they got a very narrow window.
Black Henry is frowned upon for having standards the most in dating after upgrading himself. Do you believe Terry's validating?
It seems like Blake. It's not Black. It's Blake. Blake. It seems like Blake Henry is frowned on by having standards the most for the well. Is it? I believe that there's validity saying Blake is frowned on. Yeah, if you're still trying to deal with 100% of women, big part of it. Who are you dealing with? If you're upgraded yourself, why are you still dealing with women who aren't on your level? You think that I could go into the hood and get as much respect off the rip as I could from going into the suburbs? You also got to be responsible for where you go. So upgrading, I don't think he wouldn't be getting frowned on if he upgraded him outside in his mentality. See, an upgrade is internal and external. Give you an example. Why would you go buy a Bentley and park it in the projects? But what happens when even in the street culture, when you level up and you stop being on the corner and you start being upstream, you move downtown. If you're getting frowned on, you got to look at who's doing the frowning. Net of it, ladies, it was an overdue broadcast. If you want it, how do you book a consult? Here you go. Here you image consult. That's how you book the one-on-one virtual consultation for your image and style. Let me just be honest, ladies. If you haven't worked with a stylist, an image consultant, and you say you want a guy in the top 20%, good luck with that. Shout out to Nicole Michelle. She even tells you, ladies, you guys need to get with a stylist to get your look together because a lot of it is hot garbage. You think you're looking good walking around here, and I'm telling you, you don't. You don't look nearly as good as you think you do. You may look good for what other women say, but not for the men you say you want. If you want what it is you say you want, you're going to have to break bread, spend Lots of money, ladies, because you didn't learn it at home. And ain't nobody gonna give it to you for free. I don't care what her ex say. They might be negative. Well, you're not the guy I'm talking to, more likely than not. So you don't care. Let me tell you, here's another thing that's always a problem. I need a consultant. I'm not playing in 2020. I just want to drop a few more inches. That's absolutely the wrong way to be thinking. See, it's always a reason. Let me tell you what's wrong with it. Oh, it may be. I want to drop a few more inches. So instead of spending the money now, I'm going to drop a few more inches. Right. So you're going to waste time. You're going to waste time is what you're going to do. You're going to waste time because you really don't believe you're going to have any win. That's more that scarcity thinking. I'll try to do it on the cheap. So you know what? Let me go ahead and when after I lose weight, then I'll get myself together. When I used to teach spin class, I used to laugh when people would say that shit. It's like, you know what? Once I get in shape, then I'll come to spin class. I'm like, no, you need to bring yourself to spin class so you can get in shape. Here it is. If you better believe, let me tell you another secret. Another secret, I said it the other day. Men at a certain level will go down in looks to go up in attitude. So all this thinking that you can just attract a man, let's say you go down and you get your inches together and your package is tight and all that other kind of stuff. But if you don't have what it takes to keep him, all that's for naught. You got to do them both at the same time. Go down in inches, go up in attitude, because those months you're waiting, you're wasting time. And honestly, if you run across the kind of man you say you want, you're at Target. I don't know. You're out in the, you're at Starbucks. And Boaz rolls up and he says, "Hey, how you doing, Shay?" And Shay, you actually can tell him, you know what? I'm actually in the gym with a personal trainer. I'm working with Shayla, and I'm working. I got an image consultant I'm working with. I'm working with over here. You're like, oh shit! I found a potential. She's actually out here doing the work on her own dime. She's actually what? What's up, fellas? Yeah, man. I was at Starbucks, man. I ran up on a little honey. Yeah, she could stand lose a pound or two, man. But she actually told me she's working with this trainer over in LA Fitness. I know the dude. That dude is. I mean, I know the chick. That chick is tight. And she's working with a stylist. Is she working image consultant? Yeah, I googled up, and yeah, she's legit. Really? And please, you better learn how these kind of guys think. That's receipts. All right, then. Peace out. It's all love. No hurt feelings. Here's the thing. If I hurt your feelings, I wasn't intending to. Thank you, LAR. Kev deals in reality, truth, and results. If you get uncomfortable, it's because the effort. It is about outcomes. But I will say this: 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Do you think that 2 high performers should be together? Or do you think one of them needs to be a role player and not so engaged in their profession?
7 couples, 4 men, 3 women have said they've either gotten engaged and or married as a result of this FBI CIA thing over the last 14 months. And I'm not a dating coach. I'm telling you what I hear my clients say. Do I think 2 high performers should be together, or do you think one of them needs to be a role player?
Deals in reality, truth, and results. If you get uncomfortable, it's because of the effort that you have to put in. It ain't easy or free. And you're not normally as good as you think you are.
That's a judgment call. Honestly, there needs to be disparity in a couple. So you're saying 2 high performers, there's going to be channel conflict. The general answer is no. You don't need a high performing female if you're a high performing male. what is she there for? That's kind of that double income, no kids. That's that 1980s, 90s partner stuff. You got to decide what it is you want. If you want a partnership, that's a different broadcast. But honestly, just a general answer, the best for relationships to work best, a man needs to be in a position of power for his own mentality and for her to actually have some faith in his leadership. I mean, why does she need you if y'all are both high performers? Yeah, it makes no sense to me. But I get why guys say it, because there's so many women out here who are high performing. But even a high performing woman, still hypergamy still exists. She still wants her man to be above him, above her. Different question for a different time. All right, people, I got stuff to do. Peace out.